Hello boys and girls, and welcome to this video tutorial on how to add 2 and 3-digit numbers together. We're going to focus on several strategies and I will walk you through each step. The first strategy that I'm going to share with you is the expanded form strategy. When using this strategy, take a look at the steps that you are to follow. The first thing you should do is to break both of the numbers into expanded form. And remember, when we do expanded form, we're breaking the numbers into their hundreds, their tens, and their ones. Once I break both the numbers up, I will add the hundreds, then I will add the tens, and then I will add the ones. Finally, I will add all three numbers together. So let's take a look at what that would look like. If I'm doing the expanded form strategy and I'm trying to add 323 plus 219, my first step is to break the 323 into a 300, which represents this 3 in the hundreds place, the 20, which represents the 2 in the tens place, and the 3, which represents the 3 in the ones place. I'll do the same exact thing for the 219. I break the 2 in the hundreds place into a 200, the 1 in the tens place into a 10, and the 9 in the ones place into a 9. And then I add together my hundreds. 300 plus 200 equals 500, 20 plus 10 equals 30, and 3 plus 9 equals 12. At this point, I add together 500 plus 30 plus 12, and that equals 542. So that's how you would use the expanded form strategy. The second strategy I'm going to share with you is keeping one number whole. When we keep one number whole, it's best to always choose the large number to leave alone. Don't try to break that number apart. Go ahead and break apart this smaller number. So we're breaking the 219 up in this case. After I break it up, I will add the hundreds to the big number, I will add the tens to the big number, and the ones to the big number to get my answer. And let's take a look at what that would look like if you were writing down your mathematical thinking. So for 323 plus 219, I've left 323 alone. I took the 219 and over here I made a little cheat sheet for myself. I broke it into the expanded form, 200 plus 10 plus 9. I'm now going to use these three numbers and add them to my larger number. So 323 plus this 200 gives me 523. I bring down my answer of 523 and I go back up here and I take my 10 and I add my 10. 523 plus 10 equals 533. From there, I bring down my answer of 533. I go back up, I take my 9, I add my 9, and I come up with the answer of 542. The third strategy that we've been working on in class is the base 10 strategy. And for this strategy, we actually will draw a model of the hundreds, tens, and ones in each number, and then we'll count them and add them together to get our answer. So the steps are here. Break both numbers into a base 10 model. So you draw, label, and count the hundreds. You draw, label, and count the tens. And you draw, label, and count the ones. Let's take a look at what your work should look like. Remember, when we do the base 10 strategy, we draw a square for our hundreds, we draw a straight line for our 10, and we draw a dot for our ones. So in this case, 323 plus 219. I'm going to draw the model for 323 first. So 323 has 300. So I have 100, 200, 300. This number has two tens, so I show it here. 10, 20. And the number has three ones, and I represent that with the three dots. 1, 2, 3. I do the same exact thing for the 219. I have 200, so I draw two squares to represent the hundreds. I have 110, so I draw one straight line. And I have 9 ones, so I draw 9 dots. And from there, I have to add this together. I can say 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. And I can write a 5 over here. Then I have 10, 20, 30. And then I add from there 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and I get my answer of 542. And the final strategy I'm going to share with you is the open number line strategy. And the steps to complete that is that you always start with the big number. You use landmark numbers as you add the small number and make your jumps on the number line, and you draw and label the jumps on the number line. So let's take a look at what that would look like. Again, 323 plus 219. I start with 323. I'm going to use landmark numbers. 200 would be a landmark number. So I'm going to add the 200 here, 323 plus 200. That puts me at 523. From there, I can add my tens. 523 plus 10 gives me 533. From here, I'm going to add my ones, which are 9. And I don't know off the top of my head what 533 plus 9 is. I'd have to start counting on my fingers, and I don't want to do that. But I do know that I could make a 10 here. So I'm going to break my 9 into a 7 and a 2, and I'm going to take 533 plus 7 gives me 540, and 540 plus 2 gives me 542. And these are the strategies that you can use to solve addition problems.